It's Nate and Ryan here with Brutally Honest Reviews.
And we have 7 questions from multiple business consultants about Mountain Dew's Dewmocracy campaigns. Getting right into the questions, let's start with what do companies gain from crowdsourcing products and ideas for products from consumers?
So my opinion on that is, companies crowdsourcing, they get valued opinions from their loved fans. In our case, Mountain Dew fans get the chance to be engaged on important decisions that can affect them in the future for things that they could be the biggest fans of themselves.
I feel crowdsourcing is a good way to reduce costs and speed up process. Reduce costs as your customers are pretty much working for free for your company, and they're helping you create a product at no cost at all. And the process speed up because the customers want to get the new product out as quick as possible.
Alright, so question 2 now. What was the value proposition to PepsiCo, owner of Mountain Dew, of the series of Dewmocracy 2 campaigns, and how do you think PepsiCo benefited?
Dewmocracy 2 was very similar to Dewmocracy 1 because they saw how effectively they got people engaged with the campaign and wanted to market to get even more and a larger group of superfans voicing their opinions for the perfect new flavor look for Mountain Dew.
And also, I think the objective this time around was for Dewmocracy 2 was to create a deeper brand engagement and build more community activity online, specifically with their social media platforms. Just so they could build that base that for future democracies, as they want to keep perfecting this, they'll have a nice trend and they'll have a good following with them.
What do you think about the multi-stage campaign of Dewmocracy 2? For each stage, how effective do you think it was engaging consumers with the Mountain Dew brand?
Alright, so I'm just gonna address what the 7 stages were actually for Dewmocracy 2, so everyone watching knows what's going on here. So the first step was the truck stop. So they had this Mountain Dew van that drove all around the states, and they had 7 different options in little vial containers. And you had no idea, they looked the exact same, and they just stopped and asked people on the street, try this out, and to follow them on Facebook. That was to build their following as well. So they gave out these 7 options, and you get to choose which one you like the most, and that vote went in. The second step was, it's called Express Your Flavor. So Dew Labs were created that were communities based off people that were the ultimate Mountain Dew fans. So they loved video games, and they had to drink Mountain Dew a few times a week, and Mountain Dew had to be their favorite beverage. They had almost 4,000 people in these Dew Labs and came up with the top 3 flavors out of the 7, which was a lime blasted Dew, a smooth citrus, and a punch of tropical. The third stage was called Shoot Your Shade. So this is when they choose whoever was in each section for each drink. They were able to choose the color that best matched their flavor. For example, the tropical one, they ended up going up with red. The lime, they ended up going with a white, and so on. So for the 4th stage, it was name game. So now it's to name it. So, for example, like I was saying, the fruity punch one is they knew it tasted tropical and knew it tasted fruity, so they ended up going with punch of tropical. For stage 5, it was submit your vision. So this was when they outsourced to schools, art students, just people just sending in random submissions of what they thought, what they envisioned this taste would look like, whether it was like hands on the logo or any other design they want to best fit the taste. Step 6 was creative juices. So this was, you were able to submit 12-second videos and potentially be in a commercial for Mountain Dew. With thousands of submissions, they ended up with 6 finalists that got 202,000 views on each video. And lastly, for the 7th step, it's 3 flavors, 1 enter, 1 stays. 3 enter, 1 stays. Sorry. So out of those 3 flavors I brought up earlier, it was whoever had the most votes, that was going to be on shelves being sold within the next few months.
Right. Now, to go over if we think the multi-stage approach was effective or not in keeping consumers' interest high, I think the multi-stage approach was effective in keeping the consumers' interest high, because this was be a very exciting opportunity for these superfans. So rather than just completing one stage and then being done with their chance, there is many different stages that the fans get to look forward to. I think that some stages will be better than others, such as the name game or the Shoot Your Shade, because these are going to be big changes in the new flavor. So the customers are really going to want to have their say in this, because it's going to be the things you see when it's released, the color of the drink and the name of the flavor.
Yeah, of course. And when it comes to a question where it was if we have too many stages, my opinion, I don't think so, because I think every one of those 7 stages was a crucial benefit. Like Ryan was saying, it's so important to know the name, and it's so important to know the flavor, know the color. Those are all marketing efforts that are not done by average marketers now. This is by the people who are going to be buying it, not marketers assuming what the buyer wants. It's the buyer directly saying what they need and what is going to be best for them and make them buy this product and speak on behalf of every other Mountain Dew lover, fan, or just someone who just wants to try Mountain Dew, try this new experience. So another question we have here is, what was the value of having Flavor Nations for the Dew Lab members?
The value of having Flavor Nations form from Dew Lab members is that the responses will be an accurate representation of what the fans of Mountain Dew want. The Dew Lab members are super fans, so Mountain Dew is their favorite drink, and they pretty much act on behalf of all Mountain Dew fans. And it also benefits the brand fanatics, because they get to work with the brand.
Clean break. Back to it.
All right. Now, it's also good for the brand fanatics, because they get to have a say for a drink that they love, and they get to make a change, and this keeps them dedicated and loyal to the brand. What do you think, Nate?
I agree that Flavor Nations are really good, because it's almost sectioning off teams to almost go against each other in what they believe is the best flavor. And like I was saying before, is having them speak and actually feel passionate about this. And like Ryan said earlier, is it's free work, and it's free marketing, and it's free influencers marketing your products for you by feeling so strong about what flavor they best agree with. So our last question here was, could PepsiCo use this approach for any other brands in their portfolio? And have they? And for which of these brands and target segments does crowdsourcing in this way seem most appropriate?
So I feel PepsiCo could use this for other brands in their portfolio, such as Rockstar. The crowdsourcing campaigns work well for brands that have loyal customers. I say Rockstar because energy drink consumers usually stick with one brand. It's Rockstar or Monster, and they don't usually go between the other. PepsiCo has also already done this with their Lay's brand, and pretty much the same style of campaign. It was the Do Us a Flavor campaign, so fans got to choose their own flavor for Lay's. This is also goes into a loyal brand. A lot of potato chip consumers will choose Lay's and stick with Lay's rather than going between Lay's and Ruffles and all the other brands.
And that's it we have for questions on Mountain Dew's Dewmocracy campaigns.
Thanks. If you have any questions, feel free to send them in, and we'll hope to answer them as soon as possible.
Thank you.